Now tuze tukola ebikwekweto naye nga bwe tukola ebikwekweto bino bwe tukwata amamotoka ow'emmotoka ajja n'agamba nze mpangalira Kampala ebifa mu north sibimanye motoka yange bagipangisa naye ate ndaba bagikutte mu nsonyiwe simanyi then abalala nosanga kwanga jukira nti bwe tukwata emmotoka ne driver aba amenye etteeka bukanga yabasaabaza ebintu ebiri iligo conductor abetisi all those categories baba mu bumenyi bw'amateeka so tusazeewo leero tuveeyo tutangaza abantu enkya conductor we bakukwatira ku fuso eyetise amanda agava mu mambuka ga Uganda tokuba nduulu because the warning has been issued. Bwe tukwatira side za Karamoja nga wetaba mu trading amanda chako, don't complain. So munaku ezayise nga 25 July twakuteyo abantu 8 n'ensawo nyingi ez'amanda ze twaimpoundinze. So twagala okulabula abantu nti abantu bonna abeetaba mu kintu kino mwena kiba kibakwatako n'abo abali mu bibira eyo abookya twagala kubasindikira obubaka bw'olaba operations zibasazeeko mutegeere nti it is not business as usual. Story eddako gyenja okwogerako ye ya local council elections. Buli omu amanyi nti enkya tugenda kuba akalulu leero campaigns bwezikola ki bwezikomekerezebwa. Now tetwagala ate kulaba enkya nga wesika emiguwa ne security nti kubanga gwe okuba campaign. You have the whole of today okuba campaign. The weather is good. Abana kuwuliriza bajja kuwuliriza atagenda kuwa kalulu ne bona kuba campaign enkya atagenda kakuwa. Stop today so that toda mu kwerega n'aba security. Kwanga those agwa amateeka bagawadde weegali bw'ogenda okwetaba mu kalulu kano we anticipate that okiriza n'amateeka agabagakola ki agakatambuza. So that is one of the things. Ekirala twagala okulabula abantu nti one tetukiriza processions era twagala abantu enkya just bagende bakole ki bakuba akalulu kaabwe basimbe emabega wabo abantu be bawagira akalulu. Waliwo ebintu of course mu kalulu kana kalimu okwesimba emabega fenga security byetutera tumanyi nti ebitera okubaawo. Kisooka waliwo abantu abatiisa bannaabwe na making sure nti ateekawo embeera nti abantu batya ogenda okusimba emabega wooli. Waliwo n'abalala abajja ne bakifeesi bakayuwe batera kukiyita kukayuwa. Abo bonna tujja kubakolako ng'amateeka bwe galagira. Ekintu kye twagala okutegeeza abantu nti by the time government bw'eteerawo akalulu kano ng'eyita mu Uganda Electoral Commission eba etaddewo n'embeera oba obulyo emitendera gy'osobola okuyitamu bw'oba nga tomatidde. Because yes wasobola okugwawo ekitakusanyusizza naye bwe kibaawo ekiri oyita mu mutendera ki. So there is a reporting mechanism n'engeri gye bagonjolamu ki ensonga. So tetwagala kulaba ate because obuzibu bwe mufuna muteekawo embeera embi then bwe tubakwatamu amaanyi gonna ne mugateeka auditinga police engeri gye yakukwaseemu. Kyova olaba oluusi tuba ignoringa because primarily kyewali soso okukola kwe kugondera etteeka, not kutandika tubuuza ffe engeri gye twali kwasizaamu. So twagala okubalabula nti amateeka weegali ate mukimanyi, naye bw'oba osazeewo gamenya ng'omanyi nti waliyo empeera. Ndowooza operations zaffe ze tukola, manyi tukola ebikwekweto, naye this time nja kubawa statistics za operations zaffe ze twakoze mu Kampala Metropolitan wakati wa 13th July ne 26th July. Ndowooza z'ennaku nga weeks 2. Twagala okubategeeza nti ebikwekweto byaffe bikyagenda maaso, ate Superintendent of Police Kawala abadde ajja nga abategeeza oba nga abawa updates zaffe endala bw'ogenda ku mitimbagano gyaffe gya police tugiteekako. Naye kye twagala okutegeeza just okuba updatinga nti mu nnaku ezo twakakwata abamenyi betuteebereza okuba abamenyi b'amateeka suspects 1,711 ng'abo kwabo 200 twabawa police bond. Bwe tukola ebikwekweto bino tutera bwe tusanga nga okunoonyereza kujja kutwala obudde, wali abantu abamu betuwa bond nga bwe tunoonyereza, then waliwo abalala betusigaza, waliwo bano nga bw'omuta oba oleese ekizibu mu ggondo mu community, waliwo bano nga tubadde tumunoonya nga twamukwatira ku misango gya betwali tuteebereza kuba mu bubbi bw'amasimu, naye nga bw'omukolako other investigations osanga nga ayina ne files endala. So tuyina abantu ba bika bingi, buli bwe tubakwata betuzuulako emisango emirala. Then waliyo bano betusanga nga tebalina misango, ng'oluusi yennyonnyoddeko bulungi. Nagamba yes, bwe mwali mukwata abavubuka abali mu kafo kano mwe batera okunywera enjaga, nze nali njitamu naye nze nkola wano, manyiddwa, nkola bwe nti. Oba I am a student, I was coming from here and there. So abo tutera okubawa caution. Era twakoshoninga abantu 503, 503. Then waliwo betukyanoonyerezaako nga bo bagenda mu kooti essaawa yonna bali 137, 137. Betwatwala mu kooti bali 954. So twagala okutegeeza abantu ti ebikwekweto bino bijja kusigala nga bigenda mu maaso. Then Mukyala Kawala twali twogeddeko naye, tubadde tuzze nga tufuna amasimu mangi amabbe okuva bwe twatandika operations mu arcade. Omanyi luli tubadde tukolanga operations ku bavubuka bano benyina abanyakuzi, naye abanyakuzi bali bazibu nnyo, ne bw'omukwata sometimes kizibu nnyo okukola ki, okumusanga n'essimu enzibe, because batambulira mu formations. Bwabba nagihanding over, ne bw'omukwata n'osanga ye yennyini tayina. Actually maybe ekyala kye njagala okubategeeza, abasinga batera kuggwa mu mikono gy'abantu ne babayisaamu kibooko, kubanga abasinga bwe kigenda obubi n'obba essimu abantu ne bakugoba, bwe bakukwata ekiddako eba mob justice. Naye ebikwekweto bino bigenda maaso, era arcades maybe kino wadde sikyogedde mu Luzungu naye kankiddemu. Bw'oba ng'oli mu arcade eyo ng'ogula amasimu amabbe, eyo tujja kukwasa omukono gw'amaanyi. So mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Ndoza kanfuneyo ndike ne ekyasemuju. Ye yagambye ko nti bamunoonya. So we shall not generate, we shall not build a mole out of a hole. So that is the answer. For Mwanga Chivumbi, we shall give you feedback on this matter when it is appropriate at some point. So for now, I have no comment. The issue of the cleaning exercise. The cleaning exercise, first and foremost, for me, let me begin by appreciating the people, because they largely appreciated that cause and they participated in large numbers. Typical of social media, they picked out a video of a particular police officer. We deployed more than 50, I mean, almost all police officers were deployed. But there was one out of the 50,000 whom the usual social media fellows tried to capitulate on it, and also others to downplay the role of security. First and foremost, yes, that act was regrettable. I saw the video, and the matter was brought to the attention of the commanders, and it will be addressed in accordance with our standards, professional standards. So that one should not, but otherwise the biggest number of the very many police officers who were deployed and other security officers from other agencies, UPDF, and all other agencies that participated, they did a very, very tremendous job. But equally, the people were compliant. That is the feedback I can give you. The people were compliant. Those small quarrels will always be there in an enforcement exercise. When we were enforcing lockdown during the COVID-19, those quarrels were part and parcel. You will always find that one who is unwilling to move. You will always find one officer who probably may not have interpreted the orders well. So those situations are not strange in operational environments. But if you read my statement, at the end, it was saying that where you find difficulty with an officer on ground, there is an appellant approach. You can appeal, you can communicate. And these are some of the things, you see, when we tell you the things, you take them lightly. And social media is not going to solve this. These things are going to be solved through the established mechanisms. If we say that, like for example, the issue of tourists, for the few officers who had misinterpreted our orders, we corrected it very fast, because the commanders, the superior officers called the commanders on ground, and the tourists moved. Don't be swayed by that one photo which was taken probably holding the tourists by 2 or 3 or 10 minutes. The tourists finally moved. And that was in the area of, I think it was in the area of Kasese. And the commander was called and everything came to order. But don't follow these fellows who are looking for content. They will always try to create a quarrel out of everything. But at the end of the day, they want to generate likes and those kind of populist interests. But it went well. It generated, I now want to answer my friend who has insisted. It generated waste in the city. first and foremost, let me, from a positive side, if waste could be generated of that magnitude, that showed that there was a need to sweep and to clean in the first place. Because if we were living in a clean environment, where did that waste come from? So actually that waste speaks to why we were supposed to have cleaned our environment. And that is actually a sign and testimony that it was long overdue. Now, let's leave the issue of waste management to those persons who have that responsibility. But the little I can comment is that, for example, Kampala Capital City Authority, through the night, yesterday, they were really hard on that waste, and they were really doing whatever it takes to ensure that the disposal is done extraordinarily. So let's give them credit where it's due. Their chief executive, Madam Buzeki, was active through the night. If you see her through her communications on her handle. So Ndugu, I think I have addressed you on that. Now, the other I want to add again in respect to to the cleaning exercise. Like any activity, when you are beginning, there are a number of lessons you draw. So as security, we also picked a number of things which we shall be putting right. Of course, I would like to let you know that when we have such operations, we also have the after-operation review engagements within ourselves, where we find we fell short of certain public or public expectations. We always go back on the drawing board and correct them. If there are officers who didn't behave in a manner expected of them, it is unfortunate and regrettable. And all those matters shall be addressed along the way. We expect the second exercise to be better than the first. But our general appeal is let people do what? Comply. Where did we put them? They will tell you, the people will give you testimony. We held you until the hour. But, you know, I have always felt uncomfortable answering secondary questions because I think we are really being unfair. The government can't issue a directive and give police a responsibility to enforce it. You defy it, and then we start putting a lot of explanation on how we enforced it, and you deny people an opportunity to discuss why that person went against the very orders that were issued. So all this can be solved by people primarily obeying orders that have been issued by the state. We shall have little discussion on the modus operandi. So that's what our appeal is. Obey the law, obey the instructions. If you think they are illegal, go and challenge them in court. But leave us police to enforce the directives as issued. As mentioned, Kawala. In targeted operations, there are thugs or fellows around these cartels whom you find concentrate on particular types of phones. Like, for example, in some arcade, there are fellows we landed on, where for him you find he deals in iPhone phones. So that's why you find that peculiarity. Now, that's why I said I didn't want to go into details. There is something she will come out with, and at that time I think she will explain better where we are going to be in contact with the owners. But I don't want to speak for brands, but it is easy to trace an iPhone. At some time you find it has better security configurations. So it is very easy to trace the owner than an Android phone, which you find has been erased and has been reset to factory mode. I am not campaigning for a particular brand, so I want to make that disclaimer, but without compromising security communication. Let me also that's why I've said Ndugu is asking about undue interference by our officers. It comes back to what I have said. I have said there may be a tendency of overstepping authority by anyone who has authority in this electoral process. It could be an election constable. It even may be an election official. But it comes back to one thing. When you discover it, when you find it uncomfortable, please use the available mechanisms which have been put in place to challenge it. Simple. Because we are not going to police every police officer. But should this matter come to our attention, please, we are willing to address it. We shall give you a comprehensive feedback during the, because at some point we are going to tell you about the election process. But that communication has not yet come. So let's first wait when we shall come fully and communicate. And at that operations waliwo agambye wano nti ebikwekweto bye tukola mchala Kawala babadde balaga nga alagako iPhone zizokka nti afa aba Androids tulagewa ekisooka ajja kuba aba mu budde obutali bwawala ajja kuba abanyonyola better on that. Naye ekintu kye njagala okwogera is that iPhones zino zina security features ezisukulumyeko. So sometimes bwe tuzifuna kyangu nnyo okutracinga nanyiniyo. Sagala kuba kalango ka iPhone wanga sibamanyi. Naye kyemanyi nti mu experience yaffe nga security Androids ziba nyangu z'okusangula nosanga nga bagizizaayo mu factory mode. Maybe ekyo kankikomyawo. Naye kye tujja okukola tujagezaako nnyo okulaba nti we tusobodde bananyini masimu tugabatuusaako nga bwe ngambye Madamu Kawala ajja kikolako ekyo. Ekirala is that ababbi bano operation yaffe luno yabadde a little smarter. This time tugendera bakafulu baazo mu market ne mu bifo ebirala bye operatingiramu. Now waliwo wosanga nga kafulu ye amaanyi ge gonna agatadde kwa iPhone ngera dealership ye erimu iPhone. So bwolaba nga operation gye tukoze tufunye only iPhones ensonga eba evaawo. Then waliwo ne bano betukwata randomly nabo gye bali naye nga mumanye nti bikwekweto byaffe tuyina all sorts and categories of phones, Androids ne iPhones ne katochi nayo gye ziri tuziyina. Then ndooza byebyo for now munzikirize enkomaawo. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. awo siina gontu ajja kuba abategeeza.
Metropolitan is normal and calm. Yes, the PRO has already communicated about the operations we held, and we are still doing more operations. The PRO has talked about them, isn't it? However, we expect people to be peaceful in the Kampala metropolitan area. Whoever thinks will cause chaos will be arrested and will be dealt with accordingly. So please let them follow the guidelines like the PRO guided. Peacefully. We don't expect any chaos. We shall be there, and we shall arrest all those that think will cause chaos. We are going to deploy jointly with other security agencies. Mbadde mbagambye nti